You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. It is LSU and Grambling 6:30 kick from Tiger Stadium. The Grambling Tigers come in for the first time in their history for this matchup, and they are led by second-year head coach Hue Jackson, of course, who spent many years in the NFL, former head coach with the Raiders and with the Cleveland Browns as well, now in year 2 with the Grambling Tigers. Coach Jackson, we appreciate a couple of minutes. Thanks so much, especially the day before the game. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Doing really, really well. Coach, I'd love to know, you took on a rebuild a year ago, year 2. How would you say it compares now as to where you were a year ago at this time?
Well, I think I know my team a little bit better. I think we've changed the team probably about 75%. And so I have a better idea of what I have. Obviously, I think, we're still in that phase of putting the pieces together, but I think we're getting there.
It's interesting because you spent 20 years in the NFL, but prior to that, you had a long history in college football. And the biggest difference now, I would guess, is the transfer portal. And I look at your roster, and you've got guys from Ole Miss and from places like Portland or Utah State and Tennessee and all over East Tennessee. So how has the portal helped or altered the way that you are building your roster?
Well, the portal just affords you an opportunity to find some players of need at positions that maybe recruiting is not as strong at. So I kind of see it like being in the NFL. You have a free agency, you have a draft, and then you have these different signing periods. So we've kind of played it that way, and I think our staff has done a tremendous job of finding talent that fits our profile and exactly what we're looking for, and we're really happy with what we have at this point.
One of those guys, and Coach Hue Jackson is our guest, one of those guys who is someone I think we're all looking forward to seeing, is getting a lot of attention on draft boards, is Sonny Anderson, your outside linebacker. If you were to put on your talent evaluator's cap when you look at him, what is exciting about him as a player and as a prospect?
One, that at first he's a tremendous human being. He's very talented. He's 6'5". He's 250 pounds. He's put on 20 pounds. He's 4'6", 4'6", 5". He does a great job of studying the game. He has tremendous desire to be a good player, and he works at it. And so there's no holes in Sonny. He's done a tremendous job. He's a guy that if I was in the National Football League, we would be really evaluating very strongly.
Did you, in all your years, Coach, did you and Brian Kelly ever cross paths?
Oh, no, we've met before, absolutely. Coach Kelly was at UC, and I met him when I was coaching in Cincinnati. Great man. He did a great job there, obviously,
sure.
Before he left University of Cincinnati.
Yeah. It's so interesting how when coaching lifers cross paths, how it happens in so many different phases. Hue Jackson, good enough to spend a couple of minutes with us. When you watched this LSU team on tape, the Florida State game, I know what all the narratives and the fan conversations have been here. I'm curious what you saw from LSU when you watched that game film.
Saw a very talented team, very good quarterback who knows how to play in their system. I know Coach Denbrook's a tremendous offensive coordinator, so I have a lot of respect for him. And then obviously when you look at their defense, their front seven is as good as anybody in the country. So they have very talented players. They have very good coaches. Very great program. Sometimes first games don't turn out the way you want them to. I think they're a very talented football team.
Your quarterback had himself a day as well, week 1 against Hampton. Miles Crawley threw for 311 yards, a couple of touchdowns. What did he do so well in that game that allowed him to have that type of output?
I think he played the game, played within our system, and gave all the players, within the progression of what he was doing, chances to touch the football. I think he did a really good job because he was able to spread the ball around to different people, and he did a great job of taking care of the football.
Hue Jackson is our guest here for a couple of more minutes. I'm also interested, Coach, in what it means for your program to have the opportunity to play a game against LSU in Tiger Stadium, certainly for the players from Louisiana, but just for the program as a whole to be able to play this game?
Well, it's amazing. You know, obviously we're going to get a chance to showcase who we are and what we are at Grambling State University. And obviously we have a rich history and tradition. And to come to Baton Rouge and play LSU in front of their fans and our fans as well. A lot of these players, you know, some of them played against each other in high school. Some of them played together in high school. So it's a tremendous opportunity for these guys to go back and see some fellow classmates and compete against them. Obviously, it's the SEC. It's one of the top programs in that conference, and it's in our state. And going from a recruiting standpoint and from a fan standpoint, it's going to be a tremendous football game.
Coach, you know, over the 20 years you spent in the NFL, there were so many LSU guys on teams you coached. I'm curious when you were in the league, what your impression was of LSU.
It's amazing that you asked that. There's so many players that I did coach, and I'll start with Andrew Whitworth, you know, who is still a really good friend to this day. And Andrew is one of the best pros I've ever coached that came from LSU and did a tremendous job for us in Cincinnati. And I've always thought that there's just a hotbed of football in the state. A lot of talent does stay home and goes to a lot of different schools around this area. But that LSU is the place to be because that's where a lot of great talent is at.
You know, you and if I'm not mistaken, I think I have this right. When you were at Southern Cal, you were also there with Ed Orgeron. You overlapped for several years there. Of course, Ed was the coach at LSU. I'd love a thought on what it was like coaching with Coach O back at SC in the late '90s, early 2000s.
You mean Bebe Orgeron?
That's him, man. That's him.
So that was my guy. We rode together for 2 years.
Oh wow.
We lived a little ways away from USC and in the Aliso Viejo area, and so me and Ed, we rode together every day and traded stories on pass protection and all kind of things. I thought he was a tremendous coach, tremendous person. I still have a relationship with him today, and one of my better friends.
Hue Jackson will be on the opposing sideline Saturday night in Tiger Stadium. It's the Grambling Tigers and the LSU Tigers. Coach, we're looking forward to the game Saturday. Can't thank you enough for carving out a few minutes here today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.